رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
حقا لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. Please ensure that our lines are straight, stand shoulder to shoulder. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة. أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو المؤمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والسماء والطارق وما أدراك ما الطارق النجم الثاقب إن كل نفس لما عليها حافظ فلينظر الإنسان مما خلق من ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب إنه على رجعه لقادر يوم تبلى السرائر فما له من قوة ولا ناصر. والسماء ذات الرجع والأرض ذات الصدع إنه لقول فصل وما هو بالهزل إنهم يكيدون كيدا وأكيد كيدا فمهل الكافرين أمهلهم رويدا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله استغفر الله
Assalamu alaikum. I have an announcement from the Election Commission of this year. So as you all know, the election is for our Shura and many anybody to the Shura to run for election and also for the Amir. And the end of the nomination is going to be the 22nd of this month. So please take the forms and nominate. And we already had the forms available, and the sales of those forms have been very brisk. We had about 22 forms already taken. But one thing, if you're going to nominate, please take them. If you are not planning to nominate, please do not raise those forms. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, this past summer, I had the opportunity of going to Jordan on a trip called Youth for Relief and Development. And I just wanted to share one of my experiences that I had. So, alhamdulillah, when we were walking around one of the camps, after we spoke to them and we got to interact with them, I was just kind of wandering around the camp, and the thought of one of the minds from those who feed food out of love of Allah to the poor people, the orphans, and the captives. So this verse came to my mind, and I was thinking that this is such a beautiful verse, and here are these orphans and these poor people, but the only problem is that I don't have any food to give them. So subhanAllah, I became a little bit anxious about providing them with some food, and then all of a sudden, a short while later, this food man, he sells food to these Syrian refugee camps. And the Syrian refugees, they didn't have any money that day to go buy. But alhamdulillah, me and another friend, we went and we purchased some food from this Syrian businessman who comes to sell to the refugees. So after that happened, I was thinking, subhanAllah, how merciful and generous Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to me. This truck, right after I thought about this verse from the Quran, The truck could have came an hour earlier or an hour later. I would have never had the opportunity. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gave me the opportunity to actually feed food to these people. Alhamdulillah. And so, inshallah, Helping Hands is hosting an event on October 20th, which is Saturday. And the goal is to raise enough money to send 1,500 Syrian refugees next year. It will be Westin Dallas in Fort Worth Hotel. And also tomorrow, if you have your meals over at Jimmy's Burger, 10% of the proceeds will go towards supporting this cause of funding to support the Syrians in their education. Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan.
Brothers and sisters in Islam, as we continue our journey towards rectifying our in demonstrating a Muslim, what it means to be in being. Last week we ended on the topic of how to enter the home, what to say, and what to do in order to prevent evil, vice, wickedness, the devil, the shaitan home. The amount of belief we should have in that Bismillah, what is everyone? Bismillah, is stronger than our belief that we have in ADT or any other security system or alarm system that we have on our house. Why so? Because Allah forbid, la samhallah, if to your home, the alarm will be triggered, the law enforcement will be informed, and they will proceed to your house. But by the time they get there, possibly you could be dead or harmed. Your house can be damaged that can never be repaired. But when we say Bismillah, those evils, those shayateen and jinn that we cannot see, don't have the opportunity to even trigger the alarm. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's force, which is the angels, surpasses in number, power, strength, and ability than the shayateen. Now one thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about the angels in the Holy Quran, but we fail to reflect on it and contemplate upon it in a total fashion, is because we don't. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demonstrates His power through these angels. Today we want to talk about 4 points, and inshallah we'll conclude. There is a staunch difference between a house and a home. Today, society in our world is obsessed with houses, but we have no comprehension or understanding of what a home entails. Tonight I was talking to the youngsters upstairs, and something has been bothering me all day, and that's been what happened in my state of Florida. That the third most devastating hurricane to hit our country, to hit our shores. And this morning we woke up to being wiped out, literally wiped out. And it's so hurtful because that's the place I know to be my home. But those were houses. Those were structures that have been washed away, that have been blown away, that have been dismantled and disfigured. But they are always going to be temporary. Either they will last as long as you last, they will last somewhat longer than you last, or they will last less than your life on this earth. The house doesn't make a home. A home makes a house worth living in. What's the difference? The house is the wood and the bricks. The home is the feel that you create, the environment that you create, the love that you create, the respect that you create within those four walls. If your home is destroyed tonight, your house is destroyed tonight, that's fine, because the home is still with us. If parts of the home move to different states, the home is still with us. If we travel from Texas to Florida, the home travels with us. Our deen taught us to create and uphold homes, but it didn't emphasize on houses. Now, there are 4 teachings I want us to parents. It is told that we should obey our parents at all, even if they are not Muslims, except if they ask you to do something that is in clear violation with Allah's law. Many times, revert or convert to Islam, the one dilemma that they face is how do they deal with their parents? And unfortunately, due to lack of understanding on my part, that we don't explain to them or inform them that disregarding the fact that they are not Muslim does not take them out of the category that they're not your parents. They are your parents. And respect is due to them at all times. I want us to understand the trickle-down effect. If we understand Allah and we revere Allah and we respect Allah, we will respect our parents. And it just kind of trickles from there. And those other 3 categories we'll just cover. One hadith recorded by Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he reports that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever spends the morning obeying his or her parents, he spends it with 2 doors of paradise open for him. If there's only one parent, then only one door is open for him. And whoever spends the evening disobeying Allah with regards to the parents, then 2 doors of the fire are open for him. And if there's only one parent, then only one door of fire is open for him. A person asks, even if they have both wronged him. The Prophet ﷺ said, even if they have wronged him. He asked again, even if they wronged him. Rasulullah ﷺ said, even if they wronged him. It doesn't matter what people do to me. It shouldn't change me or change what I'm supposed to do to them. Today we live in a society where if you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. If you give me a gift, I'll give you a gift. If you call me to your home, I'll call you to my home. And if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. But it doesn't matter if you're my brother or sister, mother or father. If you dare mess with me, I'm going to rain down vengeance on you. Why? Because they're not fulfilling my right. I have a right. Yes, you do. No one's denying it. But from the teachings of Rasulullah ﷺ, because you are not getting your right does not mean that you should not give them theirs. That is why it's amazing. I heard from one of my scholars and teachers many years ago. He said to me, give people their right and ask Allah for yours in return. Don't ask it from people. Ask Allah for your right, but give people their due. Never let that stop you. How sad is it that if our 2 doors or 1 door of paradise is open every morning, but we decide to close it and say, I'd rather have the door of hell facing my direction. Number 2, if we can create a home between a child and a parent, we will then be kind and friendly to our younger siblings and respectful to the other elders in the home. In the hadith that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, narrated by Amr ibn Shu'ayb radiyallahu ta'ala, لم يوقر كبيرنا. Islam in Muslim is so misconstrued. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, rahmatul lil alameen, is saying this. If we don't have mercy on your young brother, your young sister, your children, وَلَمْ يُوَقِرْ كَبِيرَنَا, and they don't have respect for the elders, the grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, the parents, friends, the neighbors, or the parents themselves. فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا, they're not from us. The Prophet ﷺ said, you're not part of me. You're not part of my team. You're not part of my ummah. It is so sad that we see a domino effect of destruction occurring. That one of the parents, the respect isn't there for the siblings. Houses are breaking. Houses are being created because homes are breaking. I'll move out, you move out, she'll move out, he'll move out. Yeah, we can make as many bricks and stones and sticks that you want. But a home is what makes a house worth living in. One of my very close friends, a man who exhausted his all for his children. As parents, we know how hard it is. My uncle used to tell me in San Francisco, he said, Azhar, the day is going to come when you're going to order ice cream and your kids are going to eat and you'll just wait for the leftovers. Because that's what the sacrifice of a parent is. Now you have the chance to go in and order whatever you want for yourself, but tomorrow it's going to be about them. And until we're not parents, we don't know the sacrifices our parents made for us. We don't know how they stepped on their needs. Forget their wants. They put a foot on their needs so that they could give us what we wanted. So this brother, very dear uncle and friend, before Eid, was telling everyone in the masjid, my son is coming, my son is coming. He's going to come and spend Eid with me. Because he raised him, he put him through college and university, the big name university, I'm not going to say it. And he gave him everything. And now this son comes. And he's all chuffed up, happy, my son is here. And his son was so cold and distant. After Eid, he was trying to make him meet with everyone. He said, I just need to go. He came back and he said, brother, what's your name? Anwar. He came back and said, hey, Anwar, when are we going home? It was his father. He said, hey, Anwar, when are we going home? Tired. I could see his heart sink. We are losing our homes. If we cannot uphold these values of respect, that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ took it so personal that this is what it means, what are we living for? What are we leaving behind as a legacy? Because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, indeed Allah shall elevate the rank of Allah's pious servants in paradise. So the servant will ask, oh my Lord, how has this happened to me? Allah will say, by your children seeking forgiveness for you. You passed away. Your deeds and your effort only made you eligible for here. But you should have worked for here. But your children's prayers and efforts for you in your absence, after your demise, will elevate your rank. See, subhanAllah. But we have to make those homes. It's not houses, it's homes. Number 3, from the parents, the children, and the siblings, try to be affectionate to your spouse. Never abuse your spouse. In my khutbah last week, I talked about domestic violence. And someone approached me after and told me that the khutbah was fine in its way, but many of us culturally don't understand what domestic violence is. We may think domestic violence is to get a bat or something, start beating your wife or your husband. The fact that we raise our voice, the fact that we talk down, the fact that we use derogatory terms, the fact that we curse, the fact that we push, the fact that we hit. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, the best of you is the best to his family. And I am the best to my family. You want an example? I'm your example. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So in our homes, there is a culture because our parents did it, our grandparents did it, and that's how our country did it. So that's how we're going to do it. Never fall for that nonsense. Because that's exactly the nonsense Quran addressed. Inna wajadna aba'ana kadhalika yaf'alun. They would say to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, our forefathers did it. How dare you tell us? No. A true believer is always open to learning, open to change, open to understanding, open to adjustment, and open to bettering themselves. So we can never ever in any circumstance in Islam be disrespectful. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was asked, what are the rights of our wives over us? He said that you feed her when you eat. You clothe her with what you would dress with yourself, of the same status basically. And you give her and share with her from what you earn. You do not hit her face or criticize her. You do not abandon her in her home. If I feel that I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home. Because when I go home, I feel stressed. You don't have a home. You have a house. You have a 30-year mortgage, and you have a big dent on your income. You don't have a home. Homes were those days when they had not even a roof over their house, but there was happiness. There was satisfaction. There was enjoyment. There was memories. Today we have our cell phones, we take 1,000 pictures, we upload them onto the cloud, or we upload them into our 1 terabyte, whatever, hard drive. We don't look at them because those are not supposed to be memories. Memories are the things that when we are away from each other, we can reflect back and say those were good days. And the last thing is, try your best to fulfill the basic needs. Thawban radiallahu anhu narrates that the Prophet Muhammad said, the most virtuous dinar a man spends is the dinar he spends on his family. Sadaqah begins from home. Charity begins from home. And all the charity we do, men or women outside the home, should be in addition to what's being done within the home. Our obligation in our world, in the eyes of Allah, is to ensure that we fulfill the needs of our family. Because I promise you, when we open Pandora's box of desire, even I won't be happy if I open it for myself, forget for my family. None of us should feel that we have to go out of our way to be like the Joneses. We are who we are, and this is what it is. But my duty to Allah tomorrow is I need to do what I can do and what's in my capacity. Not to do what other people are doing and to ruin myself, ruin my house, ruin my family, and ultimately lose my home. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we are reminded from the beautiful words of our Habib Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that He allows us to at least take this home and think about it. Allow us to ask Allah so that we can adjust according to it and to become better human beings that are respectful to Allah, to our parents, to our siblings and our children, and to our spouses. May Allah give us all the ability to understand what has been said and give ability to practice upon it. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. I request everyone please make dua inshallah for the Muslims and the community and all the people who are suffering in Florida and around the world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them khair from His treasures. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put sakina in their heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the strength to continue standing up and to move on in life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them maximum return in this world and the akhirah. May Allah forgive our sins and forgive our shortcomings and allow us to wipe those sins off our slate so that those sins don't bring forth negative impact on our world. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.